I'm Eugene Kaspersky, CEO and co-founder of the company, which is by coincidence has the same name, Kaspersky Lab.
Okay, we meet here today to answer some questions which were put by users from the Facebook community. So the first question is by David. How did you get the idea to develop security software?
That's very funny story. Of course, I didn't have any idea to work with antivirus products, and I had no idea to develop the security solution before my computer was infected. And I recognized that because I used another antivirus product. I didn't have my one, so there was another antivirus product. And I cleaned my computer, but I left one file. I left a copy of a file which was infected, and later I was very curious about virus algorithm. I was very curious to analyze the code and to see what's inside, what's there. And when I understood the virus algorithm, I decided, okay, so if I reverse this algorithm, if I follow the algorithm in a opposite way to disinfect the file, I did it, and I like that. So my security solutions and the company is a result of my hobby, because I like just to work with computer viruses, to understand the logic of viruses, then to understand logic of people, motivations of people who are behind that, who are virus creators, then cyber criminals, now maybe cyber terrorists. So all that started with my hobby, because I collected viruses and I did it just for fun. And I'm still having fun.
Great. Next question comes from Mario. How much time did you spend to develop your first release of antivirus software?
The very first release of my antivirus software, that was a very primitive utility. It was very simple. So I was working with this utility maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, no more. Because at that time, at the end of 80s, in 89, the antivirus products were very simple. Now, it's much more complicated, and there are hundreds of people working with antivirus technologies. Comparing their old products, all antivirus products, comparing with modern ones, it's like a very primitive organism, like maybe the worm comparing to the human. they are so different. So in the past, that was very easy.
Thank you for that. Next question comes from Stefan. How do you test your antivirus software?
We have a test lab with I don't know how many, hundreds of engineers which are responsible for the tests. And partly these tests are done, they're automatic, so we have automatic systems. And there are also manual tests. And the test lab is split into the different groups. And one of the group is based in China, in Beijing. And it works in a very interesting way. The software engineering procedures, they are working in this way. Every day, engineers, they compile the new build, and it's being tested. So every day, we compile a new subversion, and it's being tested by engineers. So Russians in Moscow, they compile the new build and go sleep. Chinese are waking up, and they test it. Then the results are done, so Russians are waking up, and they communicate with Chinese to take the results of the test. So it works like a machine in a schedule. And then we also have the public testers. We release our beta versions and some sub-versions here in our forums in the internet. And we have a community of our testers, our friends, which like to test our software. Then we install this software in our network, so our employees are also their beta users of our new software. So we pay a lot of attention to the tests.
So one can say Kaspersky never sleeps.
That's right. We never sleep. We have our engineers. We have offices everywhere around the globe, from Latin America to Australia, and in many of our offices we have our security experts and engineers. Well, of course, the main group is in Moscow. We have quite a big department, R&D department in St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, the Russian cities. But at the same time, we have a very big division in Beijing, in China, and in Japan.
Andy puts the following question. How do you obtain new signatures?
how to obtain new signatures. Okay, in short, in the past there were just virus analysts, experts watching the computer code and understand, is this a new file, is this malicious, is this virus, a Trojan program, or it's clean file, or maybe it's just damaged file, corrupted file. It simply doesn't work, so users, they suspect the file being infected because there are problems with the file. So in the past it was just a manual work. Then somewhere in the first half of 2000s, we recognized that number of new malware is growing so fast. And if the new malware, the number of new malware is following the same trend, we will not be able to process this manually. And we developed the automatic systems. It's an automatic system to recognize is the file malicious or not. And there are many technologies there. Kind of image recognition to recognize the malware by, say, it's a programmed face control. Then we check the behavior of the application. Then we see if we have similar applications in our similar files in our collection. So it's a lot of automatization, and I don't know how many engineers are working with that. I don't know, many, to upgrade the system, to make it better. So now more than 95% of new malware is processed automatically, and we automatically add the new signatures. 5%, about 5%, still it's a manual work, but we are working to decrease this number because we're humans, and humans are lazy. So we pay more attention to the automatic system to save our time. That's it.
One last question from Mika. How is the future of IT security? What's next in terms of products?
The IT security is split into different categories. It's personal security, the individual, the protection for individuals, and enterprise security. So the future of IT security for personal use, of course, that's mobile systems. That's security for Android, security for iPhones, iPads, tablets, other tablets. And I believe that in the future, most of the computer devices, digital devices at home, it will be not computers, not laptops, it will be mobile systems. And for sure, cyber criminals, they will pay much more attention to their mobile systems. And enterprise security will stay with Microsoft Windows mostly, Linux systems. So it will be almost the same we have at the moment. The difference is that there are much more very sophisticated attacks on the enterprises. So enterprises will need the new technologies, not just the traditional anti-malware systems, but also whitelist systems, application control, cloud security, etc., because there are so many dedicated attacks, and we need to protect our customers against them. Then, to protect the networks, against DDoS attacks, distributed attacks. It's also the very interesting and very important issue. And the last area of future IT security, I think it's a protection for industrial systems. The computer systems which are managing transportation, power plants, power grid, what else? Everything. So the future of IT security, unfortunately, future of IT security is very, very good and very promising, unfortunately. So I think that could be a good idea for young people for students who are working with IT systems to pay more attention to their IT security classes and maybe to become in the future the leading IT security experts, because in the future will be very, very, very big demand on the IT security employees, IT security engineers, and top experts as well. So you are welcome to the IT security world.